All right. Hey, everybody. So, this is the first time that we are going to see if it's working on desktop when we are going live. Let me quickly check where we can find the chat options. I hope everybody can hear me. And if you're in this stream, I'm of course very happy that you're here. All right. Let's check. Because there we need to have like some place where we can have um, the chats, and I need to be able to see myself, so that's pretty important. Okay. Hmm. So here, if I park this here, I will have this. I will so now and then be able to chat here, and I'll be able to chat with you guys. And even maybe I can open the app. I should do a little bit more research about how I can follow the chat as well, because this is important stuff. If you're here, by the way, in the live stream session, I'm happy that you're here. Let's wait until some people are ready to join the stream and give people some time to join. Here, if I go to my live sessions, here, let's see. And it shows that I'm live. And that is great. So I should be able to put this next to me. One moment. That will also work a little bit better later on, probably. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, this is already looking fantastic, guys. If we put this here, then we've got our full setup, and I'll be able to read your messages loud and clear here. And you should be able to see it. Like, we've got everything ready now, set and ready. All right. Let's see. The connection is great. Everything is in order. That makes me happy, of course. All right. Okay. So, welcome to the stream. In this stream, I'm going to share with you. I should look into the camera, so I'm going to share that here. So, um, welcome, welcome to the stream. In this stream, I'm going to share with you like my complete workflow on how I generate my own voice. Um, I'm gonna do it in a way that it's easy to understand, easy to follow. It's actually not that hard. I have been experimenting with AI tools this last 2 weeks actually, and with all the upcoming AI tools that can that are in development and people are making. Um, the landscape is completely changing. So what is happening at the moment, for instance, there are AI tools that can generate music. There are AI tools that can generate voice. Of course, ChatGPT and OpenAI have been in the game for some time now, and it's a fastly, developing landscape for content creators, especially. So the things that were not in our reach before, they suddenly are. Um, AI is taking on so many tasks and is taking on such a supportive role that the things that were not in our reach before or would have taken us a lot of time, they suddenly are at this moment, and that's quite amazing. That opens up new possibility, new opportunities, and um, and that is what I want to discuss today. I've written a complete blog post about it, and for the last 2 weeks, I've been experimenting with especially a voice tool, which is taking like a lot of time and energy out of my shoulders, and that can work for you as well. And I'm really happy to share with that because I was quite skeptical about a voice tools, um, text to speech, TTS, they're calling it. So we are calling that as well, starting from now, because it's basically a robot, all right? A robot voice, and I was quite skeptical about the use of it. But after testing it, I actually found out that it's becoming quite realistic, and it's quite a tool that you can leverage to up your content creation, basically. So what are some of the use cases? Of course, it's super easy to create tutorials where your face is not on camera. I know there's the possibility to create like a duplicate AI avatar of yourself. For me personally, I don't want to go that far. You can. I've got a friend um, that is doing that at the moment. Very talented guy. Name is Odin. Odin, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Um, and he basically is creating like this agency, Mighty Results agency, that is duplicating yourself and cloning you into a digital avatar that is basically working for you so that you can focus on the strategy and the business behind it. And that's quite an interesting concept. I'm following you, Odin. The way that I want to um, focus on now is what are AI tools that you can actually leverage and use in your content creation process as a content creator and save so much time. Um, so that's the thing. How can you use this tool to save enormous, gigantic amount of time without sounding like a fake? And for that, I want to show you some examples. First, a few words about who I am. I'm Jim Groot. I am a photographer for 10 years and a filmmaker for 5 years now. I am spending a lot of time in Vietnam. I'm traveling around, so a lot of my content is about doing research about how you can make money and earn money as a content creator, as a photographer, as a creative, basically, and turn that into a business. It's something that I know a lot of people are looking out for. They want that as well. And what is more nice than to go around, have the freedom with your camera and make a living out of it, make a profit out of this, and do what you love. So that's basically what I'm doing as well. And I'm now in my first year, my first 1.5 year of having a personal brand, having a website where I post like an article with hopefully for you useful information on how you can actually do the same. I've been doing weddings for 10 years, wedding photography for the last 5 years. I've been doing wedding videography. I'm a wedding video editor. I'm a video editor in general. I can do some video editing. And I often go out and take beach photography photo sessions and portrait sessions. That's actually where my passion started. All right. Um, so that's a lot about me. If you want to learn more about what I do, I would really love to invite you and check out my blog section on my website. That is www.jimgroots.com. And it's got a huge blog section with all kind of information, useful articles on how you can basically up your content creation game, your photography game. And it also focuses and zooms in a bit on the business side. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and I would just love doing that. All right, so a lot about me. Let's get to the topic of let's get to the topic of this live session, and that is how you can leverage text to speech, and use that to your advantage to make more money and speed up your process. All right, so thing number one is I would really love to show you some examples on how I use it. So I'm going to prepare some things here, and if you can't, for the people that can't watch this now, like, know that I will put this online later, and that you can just re-watch this anytime. Okay, so the first example that I want to show you is an example in which you can clone your voice, and you can actually change your voice into a different language. And for me, an example was that I cloned my voice use case into Vietnamese. So if you why at least why is this? Oh, I'm clicking away. So why is this useful? Because if you don't speak English proficiently, or you feel insecure about like your English speaking ability, then this can help you to just clone your voice, basically. I'm seeing that now. Sorry for that, for switching the screen. You can clone your voice, and you can speak in any language that you want. So if you feel insecure about your English speaking abilities, you can record your voice in your own native language, whether that is Vietnamese, whether that is Dutch, whether that is a different language. You can record it, and then without like any problem, you can just write out a script and generate a voiceover into a different language. And the first example I want to show you that is of me speaking Vietnamese. I asked this morning, even still, like a Vietnamese person, that whether she was able to understand this, because like as a foreigner, as an English speaker, as a Dutch speaker, I am not able to really nail down like whether this AI Vietnamese voice is good. And whether they can understand it. So I asked it, and she started speaking Vietnamese to me in the assumption that I was almost native Vietnamese speaker, and so I guess it nailed it. I'll let you show you some examples. I think it's better to show you than to keep talking about it. All right. So this is example number 1. Trong từng nếp vải của chiếc áo dài là lịch sử, là thơ ca sinh ra từ tâm hồn Việt Nam. Áo dài không chỉ là một bộ trang phục. Đó là biểu tượng của sự thanh tạo, của lòng kiên cường và bản sắc dân tộc. Khi khoác lên người áo dài kể lại những câu chuyện của bao thế hệ, của mẹ và con gái, của sự mạnh mẽ ẩn sau sự dịu dàng. Tại nơi linh thiêng này, giữa khói hương và mái ngói cọ, ta mặc áo dài, không chỉ vì vẻ đẹp, mà vì cội nguồn. Vì niềm tự hào, lan thảo của người Việt. Bởi khi mặc áo dài, ta mang theo văn hóa, ta tôn vinh tổ tiên và nhận thế giới nhớ rằng vẻ đẹp thực sự không bao giờ phải nhận. Okay, so like you saw, that was a video that I recorded like 1.5 year ago or 1 year ago, and that basically had a Vietnamese transcription under it and a Vietnamese voice. That voice was my voice, but it spoke Vietnamese. Now, like you hear, I'm not a native Vietnamese speaker, but it comes pretty close, and that is like one example where this can be super useful. Not only if you are making like your own videos and you try to insert like an interesting story, but it can also be useful to explain something for a foreign public. If you are making like client work and you want to add some extra information, this is super useful because you can offer your clients to insert a voiceover, whether that's of you or for someone else. It can be in English language, or like this can be done basically in one click and insert. By the way, if you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. I'm reading this here, and or later if you're watching this video, and I'll make sure to answer as many questions as I can. All right, so the second example is how you can use this is and save time is with a video to create your own voiceover. Now I'm going to show a quick video about a beach photo shoot that I did with a beautiful model. I'm not going to show the whole video, but I'm going to show a small fragment because I see that we are maybe if I show every video for the full size, then we're not going to have enough time. So let me get into the next one. All right. That is this one with a beautiful model. Now focus on the first part where I use my voice. This is all AI generated. This is not me speaking. To another photo shoot. Okay, there it goes. Hey friends, welcome to another photo shoot. Most people only see the final photos, not the chaos, the mess, or the fun behind the scenes. But honestly, that's the best part. So in this video, I'm taking you along on one of my recent beach shoots here in Da Nang. You'll see exactly how I shoot portraits at the beach, the gear I use, how I pose the model, and probably how many times I accidentally stepped into the water. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit for here. Now, when I pose models, there are a few tricks I like to use. One that works really well. Mirror the pose yourself. Yes, it feels a little silly, but it helps the model clearly see what you mean. It makes the direction super simple, and it always works. Now, that's as far as that I want to show you. As you listened, you clearly heard my own voice. At least I hoped you heard my own voice. It sounds like I am talking now. It sounds maybe a little bit monotone, but if you wouldn't know that this is AI generated, then it's an easy way of just inserting like a voiceover. Again, like I'm gonna show you later how to do this really fast and in an easy way. You can do this actually in five minutes. All right. The last example I want to show you, that's something that I worked about yesterday, is an example in which I tried out the new Elevenlabs V3 feature. And this is a feature where you can have prompt generated text to speech ability, which really blew my mind. I'm going to show you a small fragment and a little bit of the larger fragment. So again, let me open the correct video. And after that, I'm going to show you how you can do basically the same and how you can basically steal my workflow. All right, so this is a short fragment. And by the way, let me first show you a little bit of the intro. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit of this intro, and then show you what is really special about this voiceover. All right, ready?
Not every place changes you, but some rearrange something deep inside. Vietnam isn't just a destination. It's a feeling you carry long after the plane takes off. The road bends, mountains rise, and suddenly the world opens up.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here because we don't have enough time to show like the whole video, but know that this one is on my YouTube. Super cool. I'm gonna fast forward to a place where you what I think is really interesting, and if you know, listen to the way of speaking and the intonation of this voice. It gave me goosebumps. I'm curious about your reaction. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this. Let me know what it does to you. All right, let's go.
The pagodas rise with quiet dignity, tier upon tier, like thoughts stacked in meditation. They stand, not to impress, but to endure. As the drone circles gently around them, you begin to realize this isn't architecture. It's belief, built brick by brick. And somewhere deep inside you, a voice whispers, "Stay a little longer. Breathe a little slower."
Right. Now, if that didn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. Did you hear that at the end? Like, stay a little longer, breathe a little longer. That was so realistic and gave me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps right now. Anyway, that's me. Um, yeah, so this is mind-blowing. I'm getting a lot of positive reactions on this video, and like, what are you thinking? This can be done actually in a few minutes, and I'm gonna show you how and take you on my workflow on how to do the same. You can steal it, you can copy it, and like you can use it in your own productions. I hope you get some value out of that. All right, so by the way, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments how you feel about this, how you feel about like the whole AI text to speech mechanism, the way, is it like blasphemy? Should you do it yourself? I'm generally really interested in how you feel about it. Or is it, do you see it as a tool that can support your work and create greater opportunities for yourself? Let me know in the comments about how you feel about it. All right. So the way I see it and what I found out is that you basically have got two options. One option is the free alternative is a Gemini Studio account. And let me see if I can show you guys that. If you have like a 2 terabyte Google Drive box, then you automatically have access to the Gemini Flash, the Gemini AI. And one thing that is included is an AI Studio. And that AI Studio allows you to have access to text, text to text to speech capabilities. Now, one thing I can show you that, let me see. Um, you basically go to the AI Studio, and I put that ready for you guys here. All right. Basically, you go to the Google AI Studio, aistudio.google.com. It allows you to have speaker ability. When you get like in the home screen, you get here, you have a token count, thinking, okay, you've got the Pro, you've got the Flash option, and when you go to generate media, you've got the option to do speech generation. Now, what can you do with that? We're gonna do it right here and demonstrate it. And I'm gonna turn on the lights. Sorry for this, guys. It's getting quite dark. All right. We don't want to sit in the dark now, do we? All right. So what you can do is like you can, yeah, write out a script, and what we can do with, and I should have prepared this a little bit better. Sorry for that, but we can ask. I'm doing a live session, write out an example script for a content creator to like, let's do 6 sentences max that can demonstrate a voice TT speech surface. Make it a fun text. All right. By the way, you've got the option here to do a, oh, and I should I should share the screen. Let me see. There we go. So I hope you normally you go here to the Google Studio, aistudio.google.com. Yeah, and why is this? You go to generate media. You've got here the Gemini speech generation, which is super interesting. All right, and this is just for free if you have the 2 terabyte cloud service from Google. So basically, what you do is you. I didn't read that, but like here, let's go. You do a single speaker audio. You do here. Oh, and we've got the option to set a tone. Well, let's do this warm and friendly tone here in the beginning. And you can click run. And again, this is like for people that, yeah, just this is for free. This is included. If you correct me if I'm wrong, but this is for free and included. You can run this and download this if you've got the 2 terabyte drive option. So now it's generating. We are going to wait for it. By the way, in the comments, let me know how you feel about it. If you have got any questions, also let me know what you want to know.
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers and deleting them 17 times because I said too much. But now, I just type this text, click a button, and boom, buttery smooth voice like Morgan Freeman on vacation.
All right.
Imagine your TikToks, YouTube shorts, or client videos sounding like a Netflix trailer without ever touching a mic.
This is not just a time saver, it's a lifesaver for creators. Try unhearing this voice now. Yeah, didn't think so.
All right. So, guys, that's pretty impressive, right? Like, if you look at that and hearing that voice, like that is like your, well, there's some emotion in that, right? And that's just free for the taking. You can actually download that. I think, yeah, here you can just download that and put that under your video. So that's a tool that you are having uh, right now, which is pretty amazing, pretty cool. All right. So that is one alternative. If you've got access to that, let's walk through it. You can have different voices. Puck.
Got a project in mind?
Right.
What do you want to explore?
You've got Sharon. You've got
Ready to make
Tori.
something amazing?
You can do the temperature lower, like that allows more creativity in responses. And I gotta say, like, this is pretty impressive, right? And it's just free. You can use this. Then another alternative is, and I'm gonna copy that, is the thing that I tested because I wanted to clone my own voice, is Elevenlabs. So that is another service. Let me paste that in here if it works. Yeah, alright, otherwise we do it like this. And these are some of the things you can do with Elevenlabs. Elevenlabs basically has the same option. You have different voices to choose from. So many voices, actually, text to speech. You've got voices, and you can search voices. You can filter them on the language. You can choose a language. All these voices, and basically, yeah, how many, what the quality is, the accent you want them to have, male, female, and you can run them all. Alright, so that is what you get the moment that you just sign up for one of these two services, and you've got instant access to them. Google, you just download it like this, and you download this voice, and you can just use that for a voiceover. By the way, if you've got any question, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer them after using this for 2 weeks. All right, so that's it. Elevenlabs somewhat works the same. You've got more voices to choose from, and you've got more options. You've got studio, dubbing, conversational AI, just like Google, text to and text, speech to text. You've got a voice changer, you've got sound effects, and you've got a voice isolator. I'm not sure about sound effects, by the way, because, like, why would you? Yeah, you can create your own sound effects. That's pretty nice. And you've got your text to speech. Sound effects feels a little bit double though. All right. What I would almost forget is that if you have a if you have a subscription to Artlist for music also allows you to do text to speech. They've also got a set of voices that you can use, and I think you get like a limited of credits for free. If you already are an Artlist user, you can check the link in my description. Get you some time for free. Then that can be an option, or if you are already using it. Yeah. All right. So let's go through my complete workflow and how you can benefit this actually. How you can benefit exactly this. All right. So if you, and that's the most easiest way to start actually, if you, and I share my screen again, if you don't want to spend too much time copying your own voice, there is in the $5 a month plan, there is the option to upload 5 minutes or 7 minutes of footage of yourself, which you already recorded probably and you've got somewhere laying around, and you can clone your own voice. And that sounds something like this. It's not nice, it's not beautiful, it sounds like you, it's useful. And actually, it's when I just started. I can give you a small demonstration on what you're gonna get then. This is with the 5 minutes of audio footage that you upload, and you create a digital clone of yourself.
You ever shoot with something that feels broken, but in the best way possible? This is the Mood Glass, a 3D printed lens made from recycled analog cameras. No autofocus, no sharp corners, just raw, nostalgic vibes baked straight into the footage. It's not perfect, it's better. What would you shoot with it?
Right. So as you saw and maybe heard, this was this was okay-ish. You know, this is useful. This is, I think, believe on the $5 a month plan. It doesn't really sound like you, but it's useful. You know, if you want to get the message across, if you want to give some extra background information, then this is easy to use, and you can do that with both Gemini, Artlist, and with Elevenlabs. And this is just yeah, for one of the lower tiers. If you you're using that, let me say how to. It's useful, but I aimed for something better. Of course, I wanted to have the real deal. And yeah, you should do your research whether you have access to Elevenlabs V3, because for my feeling, with the last video, which I showed you in the beginning, with the whispering, with the feeling, the prompt generated voicing, that is where the real magic comes in, basically. And I'm like, I'm sold. I'm sold on this. I'm gonna use this for all my future productions. Because it's basically a time saver. It adds story. It adds extra to your productions. And by the way, like it's very nice and magical to upsell that to clients, because like, what is a video without some extra information? Clients often don't like the hassle of going and record yourself with the microphone, do a voiceover. So if you want to take that all out of their hands, it's a really nice upsell to do. All right, so that is what you get with the basic package, the basic lowest tier, which has a lot of value already. All right. So basically, what you do for that, you sign up. You sign up for the lowest tier. You can even start for free with like some limited credits, and you've got this, which is pretty amazing already. All right. So what did I do, and how can you clone your own voice? Basically, oh, and I'm gonna explain that a little bit as fast as possible. Basically, what Elevenlabs says, and I don't know how this can work with Gemini. I didn't really look into that. Elevenlabs is one of the better services for that. Basically, it recommends you to record yourself for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the minimum. If you want to clone your voice, I would recommend, or Elevenlabs recommends you to record yourself for 2 hours. Now, 2 hours is a lot. I postponed that for some time. But the way you can do that is like, you just take a microphone. I lost my DJI mic mini microphone, so now I've got my Zoom, and the Zoom is actually pretty nice. It can record stereo. So, and what you can do is just read in your normal tone of voice. I had written like a lot of blog posts. Again, shameless plug. If you're interested, yeah, check out my blog post. It contains a lot of tips and advice on how to grow as a content creator with helpful tips, also business wise. And what you can do is just record yourself, read in the language that you own. I read everything in English, And I made sure that I recorded myself for 1.5 hours straight. I had some recordings already from the recordings that I do for my own YouTube channel. So if you've got that laying around and you maybe have the feeling about that you want to use this in the future, make sure that whenever you're talking or speaking alone, maybe on the phone, that you just put your microphone next to you and you start recording yourself already. Thank me later. This will save you a lot of time once you make like this jump. In my case, I just sat down for like 1.5 hours just reading from the screen and just recording myself. All right, what you do after that, and like make sure that you are just talking in a normal way, like you would normally also talk to someone else. Make some mistakes, like it doesn't really matter. Elevenlabs itself gives says that it's more. It doesn't matter about like the quality you're speaking. It's more about the cadence, and the longer cadence it has, the better it becomes in yeah, basically predicting, generating your own voice. All right. By the way, if you're watching this stream, let me know any questions in the comments. I'm checking that. I've set up my phone and I'm always happy to talk with you guys, of course. So that's what you do, and then you've got all that footage, and they actually recommend you to clean it up. So what you can do is like whatever audio editor you're working with. I work with DaVinci. You put it in DaVinci, and you basically clean it up. You eliminate the you you maybe clean up background noise. I know DaVinci Studio has got AI background noise remover, so I did that for percentage. Made sure that it looked really clean, the quality was really clean basically. And then you have to export it. Now I've written some information about how you can best export it. Um, for for the form, guys, I will go to my blog section and take that. Make sure that the file is not too big. Whenever Elevenlabs exports it, it also exports it in mono actually. That's a good thing to know. And know that on my blog post, on my website, there's like a complete guide on how to do this yourself. So like I've written it out. Don't worry that you miss anything. Keep watching this video though. And the settings that you can best export it is in 16-bit WAV mono. I tried exporting it in 24-bit, but then it takes up too much space, and Elevenlabs limits the amount of space. No need. 16-bit wave mono is enough. Yeah. And what's also important is that Elevenlabs after like lets you generate your voice, and then I will demonstrate that later, and then also lets you change the way you're speaking. And I will demonstrate that right away, by the way. Why not? Why not? I can demonstrate that. Okay. So let me move things around a little bit. And the way that works, let me see. All right, is you go text to speech. You ask like, okay, I just wanna have this. We have got our example text. Now let's delete this because it's too much. And here you've got your voices basically, and you can say like, hey, I want to have my own voice. Now this is my own real voice that I generated, and I don't want to use, what you don't want to do use is 11v3 for this. 2.5 is fine. It's fine. And here you've got like the different sort of settings. So you can do the speed. I usually go with a little bit faster. The stability, it doesn't need to be stable too much because you want to have like some creativity and similarity as well. And here we are going to generate speech. And
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers. and deleting them 17 times because I said too much. But now I just type this text, click a button, and boom, buttery smooth voice like Morgan Freeman on vacation. Imagine your TikToks, YouTube shorts, or client videos sounding like a Netflix trailer.
All right, so that's the first generation that you get, and after that, you can always regenerate speech. You get two extra regenerations. So that's basically you can lower the speed, you can add some stability, you can add some similarity, and you can regenerate it, and then
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers and deleting them 17 times because I said too much. But now I just type this text, click a button, and boom, buttery smooth voice like Morgan Freeman on vacation. Imagine your TikToks, YouTube shorts, or client videos sounding like a Netflix trailer.
all right. Well, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether this is like the real deal or not. Whether it sounds like me or it doesn't sound like me. All I know is like whenever I show it to people, and I don't tell them about it. They say, "Oh, this is really exactly like you." It's always hard to listen to it yourself, but like, let me know in the comments or what you think. Um, Again, this is after 1.5 hour of recording, uploading it, generating your own voice, and then you get this basically that you can use. What is extra awesome about it is that you can basically say like, hey, turn this into Vietnamese, what you seen in the beginning, and it just does that. Super cool. Opens up a lot of opportunities. Okay, one thing I need to mention, there were some concerns about safety. Like one thing that people tend to think is like, okay, I'm gonna upload my own voice data, and now everybody can have access to that and can take my voice. That is not the case with Elevenlabs. What I experienced was that you record your voice, then you upload it, and at the end when it made like the voice model, it asks you to record some text, basically with the microphone in front of you, to make sure that it's really your voice and you only have access to it. It's a security mechanism that makes sure that it is really you that has access to it. So that is quite important, I think, for security, privacy concerns. Um, Elevenlabs seems to do an okay job with that and safeguarding those concerns. Um, so that is what you do. So next part, another thing I want to address in this live session is like, how do you actually use this quickly and um, um, optimize it, because you want to keep in use it natural. So whenever you want to do something, you want to keep it natural. For this, I have developed a prompt. What I do is I generate a voiceover, and you can do that as well. You can just generate a voiceover like you would normally do a generated voiceover, and basically say what you normally want to say. And I know what you're thinking, like that defeats the purpose of like saving time, right? But you want to keep it as natural as possible. At least that is always my starting point. And what I do is I generate the subtitles, and I ask ChatGPT to clean it up, remove the ums, and maybe make it a little bit more sophisticated without taking like away the core message or my way of speaking that makes it really my sort of narration. And that's when I export that version into Elevenlabs, basically, and I generate my voice, and that saves like a lot of time. When you're doing your voiceover, at first you are allowed to make mistakes. That is like a really a good thing to have. You are allowed to make mistakes. If you feel unsure about like what to talk about, you fill that in about what you want to talk about. So ChatGPT or OpenAI or Cloud or whatever you're using can fill that in later for you. And once it knows your tone of voice, how you speak, how you talk, you can prompt it. And I will put that in my blog post about this, my second blog post, about how you can do the same. So know that it will be available in 1 or 2 days on my website as well on how to use this. Okay, so you keep things natural without taking away the spirit, like making it sound robotic or making it sound made. I'll leave that up to you to decide after watching my videos whether it still sounds robotic or too made, because that's the main concern, I think, whether you're becoming a robot or that this service becomes an extension in which you can create things faster. All right. So, and again, if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them. Yeah. Okay. So that is thing number 1, the workflow, and I'll make sure to put that prompt in the blog post. Thing number 2 is, and let me quickly check. Yeah, ask ChatGPT to clean it up. So super simple. Do your voiceover, like do it in a way that how you would normally talk. Export the SRT file, or like create a transcription of your voice, insert that into a large language model, and make sure to clean it up. Once you insert it into a large language model, export it in your own voice. And what is really important, what I forgot to mention, is that you can ask the large language model to clean up and add some dashes or add a punctuation, so that like Elevenlabs or any other text-to-speech service can really make sure that the tonation and the punctuation and the cadence is in the right order. So being able, like if you can have it written out with the right commas, the dashes, and like the everything, you can ask a large language model to do that for you, so that it even sounds more natural. That's an extra tip I want to get you. All right. So then the workflow for the last video, and again I'm gonna show you what that sounded like, because like I just still love it. Let me show you that one more time. That is the effect where this is really gonna shine, and I created this video yesterday, I posted it, and I'm quite psyched about it. It's a bit long, it's a little bit long for my taste, but it just sounds amazing. So let me push that ready.
Not every place changes.
I'm gonna put that ready one more time, and I'm gonna take some different fragment. And again, if you're watching this and you've got any questions and you are like, wow, how is this possible? Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to share. So this is again what I created.
While mist lingers like memory between the layers of green. And there, in the distance, Da Nang glows like a city dreaming by the sea. You don't just see it. You feel the contrast, movement and stillness, wildness and rhythm. Below the pass, the valley unfolds.
And I will show with you the latest part, because that is really where this video shines for my feeling.
It speaks in details. A winding road, a beam of sunlight, a prayer left on stone. This isn't a video about travel. It's about remembering what it feels like to slow down, to see again, be moved.
Okay, so wasn't that amazing? And now the most amazing part comes is that I actually was in a rush. I rushed this. I created like a master prompt to become a script writer, which I will show with you in a few minutes. I inserted that and I created my own voice with prompt engineering, a real cinematic, narrative, warm voice in minutes. I kid you not, this took me with all together creating the script, creating the voice, and exporting it and generating it, maybe 10 minutes. And after that, like the whole editing of the video took me 2 hours. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But would I be able to pull this off 3 or 4 or 5 years ago? Definitely not. No, no, no way. So how can you use this as well? I'm going to show you that exact process. Okay. And by the way, if you really appreciate this, the value that I'm giving, give a heart in the comment, give a comment. I love to hear from you. And of course, follow the channel. That is one way that you can support this. I really appreciate that. So what I did here was, and how you can do it too, that is the most important thing, guys. Like how you do this is you make like this master prompt. And I need to go back for this. Yeah, so basically for the generation of the script is you basically say, now I gotta look back. I should have this somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So the most important thing is like you need to create like a master prompt that creates scripts that create a deep emotional connection. That is how I prompted it. First, I ask like, hey, you. Well, the way I love to prompt is basically give OpenAI. I'm an OpenAI user. I give OpenAI a result to work towards, and then I ask it to formulate a prompt that will basically give me that result. And that's what you can do as well. So any result you want to do, any video or any sort of content that you have, think about the result that viewers will need to feel. Viewers will need to um, yeah, basically the feeling viewers will need to have, basically the information viewers will need to have after watching the video. Give the results to OpenAI and ask it to formulate a prompt that will basically achieve that result, and you work your way backwards. And that's a very active, very smart way. I found effective way to generate prompts and reach your goal. If you know where you're going, then it's a lot easier to uh, work towards that. So what you're basically do, what I did is, uh, verdorie, let me check. Yes. Ah yeah, all right. So I basically asked like, hey, give me a script. Make sure that you are a script and that you are create a script that creates a deep emotional connection, a very deep emotional connection. And it came up with like a deep emotional cinematic voiceover because I love to make either like I'd like to do beach photo shoots and I want to like do a narration under it. Like I do want to do some explaining and I don't want to work too hard for that. So just explain this stuff. Or I want to have like a high quality production, like videos like Sam Newton, Peter McKinnon, like that stuff is inspiring. And sometimes the sort of scripts, the voiceovers they come up with, like they give you the chills. Am I able to do that? Know your strengths. Probably not too good. I maybe maybe I could, but could take me a lot of time. With such a prompt, you are able to automize that. And with a text-to-speech service, you will have like your standardized voice that you can use under every video that you prompted yourself. How cool is that? This is amazing. So basically, the sort of prompt that it came up with, and I'm not going to describe the whole prompt, that will be on my website later. I will put a link on this that will be up in 1 or 2 days, sort of. So yeah, but basically it came up with a prompt to tell a story without telling a story. Yeah, suggest meaning, but don't explain it. And triggers an emotion like awe, wonder, nostalgia, peace, and connection, which I think are really good. Use sensory detail, include beautiful metaphors, and flow like a slow, intentional breath. Every sentence should carry visual weight. That is what OpenAI and large language model came up with. And the most important, and that's what I also really loved about video that I generated with this in one afternoon with this voiceover, is that in the end, and where is that? In the end, it will come up. Let me see. It has a cinematic hook, of course, 1 or 2 opening sentences that immediately grabs the heart or the imagination, is very powerful. And in the end, where is it? You Yeah, it focus on emotional connection, beauty in quiet moments, and the soul of the place. Make people feel like they were there, or make them wish that they had been there. And then what? And now, what I'm trying to find is, well, basically, in the end, a reflective note. Yeah, that makes people wonder about something and reflect about something, about a deeper meaning, even when the screen fades out. Well, I will share this all and put it on my blog post so you guys can just copy it and can use it. All right, super easy. So what you do is, and I will show you how you do that, is basically I will share the screen. Oh, hey. All right. What you basically do is you've got Elevenlabs 3, and that is like their brand new model, which I think is very, very powerful. And when you go to voices, you can create or clone a voice. You can use now I gotta look for myself also a little bit. If you were going to do the text to speech, you can try voice design for V3. Now you can, based on your situation or the production that you're trying to make, you can prompt the voice that you're going for. Yeah, and the way that works is you also confide. You you ask your large language model based on the information it has about the project, and I'm assuming that you inserted like a lot of information about it. You ask like, hey, what kind of voice would fit with that, or you make the executive decision yourself, In my case, I made an executive decision to make a warm warm female voice, and you have like a small text to preview, and you can generate it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now because it's not useful for me. But you can have like small text and pick the best ones out of it that you want. So you've got like small generation, you've got 3 options every time. You can have your settings, the loudness, you can have like the guidance scale, and you can play around with that to generate like V3 voice that you want. And the moment that happens and you've got the voice that you are happy with, and again, like this is voice generated or prompt generated voices, which is next level. You can basically generate any text, and the text with V3 has got like this emotional insertions that you can do. And again, you can let the large language model generate those kind of emotional, yeah, how do you say that? The gestures, these punctuations, these. Yeah, you can make it sound more emotional, basically. Um, and let me see if I can show you what that looked like for me. Of course, ask OpenAI or large language model to clean it up and insert that, and you can just generate whatever you want to say. So, for example, if I want to do this, and that will be the last use case, I think I can say turn this example text into as many emotions as possible, so it can be inserted into Elevenlabs v3. Make it, yeah, an emotional roller coaster. Okay, now I'm gonna insert this, and just as a way of a last demonstration, there we go. We say use Elevenlabs v3. I want to have my cinematic voice. Yeah. Let's see, where is it? Cinematic storyteller. So, and let's put our cinematic storyteller to an emotional roller coaster. Generate this speech.
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers and deleting them like 17 times because I said too much. But now I just type this text, click a button, and boom, buttery smooth voice, like Morgan Freeman on vacation. Imagine your TikToks, your YouTube shorts, even your client videos sounding like a Netflix trailer. No more awkward pauses. No more, let me try that again.
I gotta say, to be honest, I don't really feel the emotional roller coaster.
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers
That's better already.
and deleting them like 17 times because I said too much. But now, I just type this text, click a button, and boom,
Boom.
buttery smooth voice like
Okay.
Morgan Freeman on vacation. Imagine your TikToks, your YouTube shorts, even your client videos sounding like a Netflix trailer. No more awkward pauses. No more, uh, let me try that again. Just your message, delivered with confidence, every single time.
What is, by the way, weird about this, and I don't know if you hear that in the live stream, is that on the background you hear some sort of background music. And it's something that I came across, and when I inserted it into DaVinci, I made sure that it that I applied some voice isolation. Very weird, maybe it's an artifact, but just wanted to let you know. It's not a deal breaker, but you know.
Hey, everybody, this is Juniper. I think I would be a great choice for your podcast. I'm pretty laid back and pretty casual. Give me a
Okay.
try.
Let's go for a Juniper. And by the way, so you can add that to your voices. Okay, it's a library. I think you have a lot, about 20 or 25 slots. Let's try Juniper, and that will be the end of this demonstration then, guys. So by the way, if you find this helpful, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to demonstrate, how I'm working this and how I'm integrating this. And if you find this helpful, I love a heart, I love a follow, of course, and let me know. No, there is a link in the comment that you can try this. You can just try this for free, and I hope that it works for you. And if it works, or I need to look here. If it works, then of course let me know. Let me know what you do with it. All right, let's generate this speech. Did it generate already?
Just your message.
No, this is my no. It needs to. I need to generate it again. All right, let's go. Let's go. Are we ready?
Okay, real talk. I used to spend hours recording voiceovers and deleting them like 17 times because I said too much. But now, I just type this text, click a button, and boom, buttery smooth voice like Morgan Freeman on vacation. Imagine your TikToks, your YouTube shorts, even your client videos sounding like a
Oh,
Netflix trailer. No more awkward pauses. No more, let me try that again. Just your message, delivered with confidence, every single time.
all right. Well, that sounds pretty good to me and very useful for telling a story. All right, so guys, yeah, this is the end of this demonstration. And what I found out, if you want to read more about this, I've written like a whole blog post about how my workflow is, at least for cloning your own voice. But now with this Elevenlabs V3 feature and the cinematic video that I just made, I feel there's a lot to uncover. Like, and it's this such a powerful tool if you are into the content creation field and you want to, yeah, basically make any video more interesting with your voice, with a voice, not just your voice as a content creator, but like any voice. um, Let me know how you feel about this. Is this a tool that you would use, or is it something that you would never use because it's not real? Is this a yay or a nay? Right? And know that with the link down below, you can try this tool out for free. If you click it, you support the channel, and I really appreciate that. And I really love to hear from you. If it works, what you're using it for. I would love to connect, join my community, and I hope to catch you in the next one, of course. Alright, have a good one.